Following the disappointments of the previous day, November 10th brings a fresh start and a new opportunity for our teams. Jared Mills and Mike Reed head deep into their new farm, targeting a travel route that lies right along the river's edge.
I think this one should work. It's got decent back cover.
Before the two hunters even get set, the oldest buck on the farm bulls his way right to the base of the tree.
I buried that thing in there, didn't I? Dude, that's crazy. That was inevitable. We were gonna kill that deer. Wow, sweet. Okay, good start to the morning. So that's a deer we call Gronk. This is actually Jared's hunt. But since we both own this farm and both have tags, I've got multiple tags. I decided I'd shoot that deer as a management buck because he looks really, really old, and just to get him out of here. And so I've been bringing my bow to the tree every day. I think that marks the 6th or 7th time we've actually seen that deer. Only the 2nd time we filmed him. But we got in here a little bit late. We're sitting here talking. I thought I heard something, and here he comes. He walks right to the base of the tree. And it looked like I buried that arrow behind his shoulder. He was quartering away pretty hard. About a 20-yard shot, so pretty pumped, excited to get a buck down. We'll give him a few minutes and then take a look at the footage here, see how it looks.
Well, it's 8 o'clock now, and Mike and I are just finally getting a chance to do a full interview. It's been a crazy morning already. We've seen a couple more bucks and a doe since Mike killed early this morning. So we've been covered up. The weather's just awesome this morning. I think it was 8 degrees wind chill temperature when we got in the tree.
Yeah, it's been, as Jared mentioned, kind of a crazy morning, but a fun one so far. We wanted to get set up on the riverbank. The wind is switching from northerly to southerly, and so we wanted to try to hunt it where we could manage the wind switch. We spent over 30 minutes at the truck this morning trying to figure out how to get in here, where to park the golf cart, etc. So we got back in here, had to find a tree to hang in, did a hanging hunt, and then got set up after daylight basically. And then the first deer we see is that big mature buck. So Pretty cool morning. It's always a little crazy though when you're hunting these new places and trying to get back in the cover.
So like I said, conditions are perfect for November 10th. You can't ask for anything better. So we're going to hang in here for a while and hopefully see another good buck. The morning's off to a really good start, obviously.
See if we can't pull off a double.
That'd be pretty sweet.
When Mike Reed mentioned the hope of pulling off a double, my memory flashed to a classic hunt. It was November 13th, 2011. Mike Sawyer and Sam Soholt were hunting a waterway travel route as well, this time on my
buck
farm.
in the creek, right here, right behind you. He's coming right up the creek. Yep.
Bap. Bap.
Well, things can change in a hurry. We just got done talking about how warm it was and just didn't have a good feel to it. And that buck comes right down the creek and gives me a nice clean shot. So, like I said before, things can turn on a dime. So, hey, Sam, right here, another buck. He's about 80 yards, right here. I'm on him. Yeah.
Bap.
Tell you what, it doesn't get much better than that. We doubled up this morning. It's November 13th. You couldn't ask for a better day.
Waterways are no-brainers. Hunt them whenever you can find them. Deer move along the waterway itself, and they also cross it where the water is shallow and the banks gradual. These spots are classic rut time funnels. Mike Reed and Jared Mills hang in the stand 2 hours longer, hoping the rut brings another shooter within range. Many people think that arrows just need to be straight to be accurate, but that is only half of the story. They also must have a consistent spine around the arrow and from one arrow to the next. Easton has been making arrows longer than any other company. Doug Easton started making arrows in 1922. The company continues to thrive because its people understand what makes for an accurate arrow. HOYT has been a standard of the bow hunting community for more than a generation. Redworks is their most recent offering to carry on this legendary standard. Accuracy and dependability are the two qualities we look for in a whitetail hunting bow, and that is why we choose HOYT. Realtree makes 12 different styles of their famous and highly functional easy hanger. You can find one that is perfect for holding your bow close at hand, stowing your gear, or positioning a video camera where you can easily capture your hunt. There's even a model that allows you to quickly attach a trail camera to a tree. Sleepless nights spent waiting for daylight only to follow a weak blood trail are a thing of the past with the devastating performance of the new Wasp Jackhammer Broadhead. This head is the perfect combination of destruction and penetration.
Gronk is dead.
That's right.
It's about 10:30 now. Mike and I are going to start packing things up. We got a lot to do this morning. So we're going to get down, but it's been an awesome sit other than obviously killing the buck this morning. We saw a lot of deer just kind of moseying through back here. Like we talked about earlier, we're pretty close to a couple doe bedding areas, and we just saw a lot of late movement, a lot of 8, 9, 10 o'clock does just meandering around, and an occasional buck would come through. So it was a fun morning, and we're anxious to pick up the blood trail and see if we can go recover Gronk.
buried up to the fletchings. Looking pretty favorable.
Hey, see that deer right there?
I can see him right there. He's about 10 yards to the right of that little buck. We got him tagged up and out of here so that we can get a better look at him. This is the buck we call Gronk. And this is the first mature buck that we got on camera. We started running cameras here on the farm, on the new farm, about 3 weeks ago. And he was the first one that we said, he's clearly 5+ management buck. We need to put him on the hit list and try to get him out of here if we got an opportunity. And we've actually seen this deer. This is the 5th time, sometimes checking cameras, and then November 7th in the morning going into the stand, November 7th in the afternoon coming out to a feeding area, and then again this morning. We've only been on this farm about 10 times, so very active, mature buck, and we knew it would only be a matter of time until he gave us an opportunity. So this morning was that time. He came right into the setup. We set up in the dark, didn't have any shooting lanes, and he walked in the only place that I can get a shot, and I was able to put a good shot on him about 20 yards, buried in the offside shoulder, and he only went about 80. So from a management strategy perspective, we take these management bucks off for one main reason, and it's not to change the genetics of the herd. We know that that's not possible, but these big mature bucks, they push out a lot of the young 3-year-olds, and they're not going to get any better. They're super fun to hunt and chase with the bow, and I always like to use one of my tags to get a management buck if I can, and the other to trophy hunt with. And that's just so we can leave our young 3-year-olds with genetic potential hanging out on the farm and not getting pushed off to other properties. So we're successful at doing that today, and just one of the most memorable hunts I've been on in a while.
Hunting length stabilizers like the Fuse Carbon Torch FX help us to balance our bows so they jump straight forward at the shot, and the new custom front dampener reduces vibration and shot noise. Plus, they just look cool with their custom color options. On dry years, the last thing you want to do is till the ground and dry out the first several inches of seedbed. However, with a no-till seeder like the RTP Genesis, you can precisely place the seed right in the soil at the correct depth where it can germinate using existing moisture. Having a true no-till seeder is a tremendous advantage. We had good success with the Ozonics HR200, which is still in the line, but their new HR300 model produces up to 45% more ozone. This can be critical in the tree stand on days when the wind is gusting. Staying comfortable and hydrated through long, sweaty days requires a class-leading cooler, one that can take the abuse of life in a pickup bed and still hold ice for days. That is why American-made Grizzly coolers go with us on every scouting trip. While Jared and Mike are celebrating the downfall of Gronk, I head to the Plowdown plot, hoping to catch another look at the big 8-pointer I am calling the Lone Oak buck. As promised, for the afternoon hunt, we're going to head down to the Plowdown plot. This is probably one of the best afternoon spots that I can think of on the farm. It's a little small, secluded big and beastie plot down in a valley surrounded by doe bedding areas. A spot that we probably haven't hunted for 10 days to 2 weeks, somewhere in there. I'm not exactly sure what bucks are going to be roaming this area, but I would think that we're not too far off the range of the Lone Oak buck. And there's another one that we've called Tight Rack 10. The only real trick we got on the way in, there's one little stretch that I didn't get mowed, where we've got to walk through some tall grass and weeds, but I brought a secret weapon along, so we're going to be able to hopefully get in there without leaving any human scent in the grass. We don't want to give the deer anything as they approach the plot that would set them on edge. So we'll get down in there. It's probably about a half-mile walk from here, and it's early in the afternoon. We got about 4 hours roughly of hunting, and hopefully before it's over with we can show you something interesting. us. We've made it through the first 3 hours of our 4-hour sit without seeing a buck. We've seen 2 does and a fawn. Pretty slow going so far, but this time of the year, and as thick as it is, at any second something could step out of that thick brush into this food plot. So we're not going to fall asleep at the wheel here. We're going to stay focused for this last hour. He's going to make the corner pretty quick. We can get out the corner window. He's definitely messed up. Oh yeah. Even right behind his ears, all gouged. Yeah. If he lives a couple more years, he'll be a definite target. That's about his fastest speed right there. I wonder what buck took him to task. As November 10th draws to a close, the overall action on the plot is surprisingly slow. Though we saw a few bucks, the only one with any age is a nice 3-year-old that is torn up badly from fighting. We love hunting from our redneck blinds because we can shut all the windows and trap our scent inside. This is great for hunting around food plots where deer are likely to come out from all directions, but is also important when hunting areas where the wind swirls. Frigid Forage Big and Beastie has become one of our go-to food plot products because it is very versatile. It will grow in a wide range of conditions, and there is something in the blend that deer seek out during each part of the season. The right underwear is just as important as the right outerwear. Layering is critical to staying warm, and one of the steps that I take every time I go to the tree stand is to put on my Cabela's ECWS thermal underlayer. Keeps you warm even under some of the coldest conditions. Nikon offers a wide range of optics for the hunting community. From laser rangefinders to scopes and binoculars, the technology they put into their products has always been cutting edge. We depend on Nikon for non-stop performance regardless of weather or light conditions. Mike Reed and Jared Mills weren't the only ones to kill on the morning of November 10th. Hunting in southern Missouri, Ben Hampton took great pleasure in tagging a nice buck the day before the general firearms season.
It's November the 10th. It's cold. We got some more cold air moving in. Rifle season starts tomorrow. It's a good morning being a tree. It's cold. I mean, it's good.
We've enjoyed a great week of action, but now we stand on the doorstep of what is arguably the rut's toughest hunting. It is the lull that happens when the bulk of the does are in estrus, taking the mature bucks off the market for up to a week. Though things are sure to get slow, we will forge on. We aren't hunting a herd of bucks. It only takes one to change the entire season, and that one can appear at any time, even when the odds are against it. As long as there is a wisp of a hope, we will be there watching and waiting. If the rut lasted longer or came more than once a year, it might be different. But now every day is precious. Tomorrow we will be doing the same thing we did today. Tomorrow we will be chasing November.